kick her over and kick her off. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 62 of Waters of the Deep. I am your gracious, wonderful host, Lord Z, or Jacob. And these are the wonderful people that I work like a puppet with my little string fingers. um, but yeah, we left off last week. Little conclusion in the tunnels. Kind of sorted out that mother of the creature they were hunting lives somewhere in the deep, deep ocean near this X by the whirlpool here. And then they spent about 5 days. Pan spent 5 days making 2 rings of enlargement, one of which has been secured to the barrel of Pearl's pistol, and the other one will be secured to the tip of their ship cannon. And yeah, I'm a fun DM, but I fuck myself so hard sometimes. Um, so yeah, that's where we left off. We had just finished um, Bastion stuff because a week had passed. The rings were done. Some of you earned some proficiency or half proficiencies last week, and that's where we left off. My main question is, where are you all at right now? It is Saturday morning, 9 a.m. So
So that would have been the day after the last day of our training.
yes. So it is the morning following your training um, completion.
Okay.
So the question would be, where would you guys have met up? One of the bastions, or the Rusty Anchor, or the ship? Entirely up to you. I just need to know where to put your tokens because they're still where you guys were at the start of that training week.
Probably the ship, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think.
no. Um, Bastion. Whichever Bastion we've been regularly visiting.
Well, I know we've been hanging out at the church one for a bit, but I went back and forth. I mean, I would say that I agree with Jeremy. I think it would be reasonable, at least for me. I think I'd be back at the ship because that's where we just did all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose we could meet up there. But, I mean, we just got done with everybody doing training on shore. That's why I was thinking land. But
Well, it's the morning after that because all your bastion. So you would have finished up training supper time ish Friday and spent the night into the morning doing your guys' bastion stuff. So it would be first thing in the morning right now. Just to make sure, you should all be long rested. Which I just gave you. It's your guys' show, so
Well, looks like we got all our work done.
Okay.
Bro, don't be blasting holes in nothing.
I won't, I promise. I mean, I'll try. Let me rephrase that.
um, Well, I guess the next question is what do we do
Where do we-
next?
Where do we go? Yeah.
Out of game, Pam had mentioned to me doing like a silencer thing for her ring of enlargement, so I'm gonna retcon and say
Yeah.
that would have been more than doable during the process of making the ring, so you don't have to do anything in game with that.
To do it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
In combat, that will be a bonus action to either take it off or put it on.
Okay.
So
Is that with or without the ring of enlargement on?
what do you mean?
Like, are they two separate pieces or?
Yeah, so the ring of enlargement is separate from the gun. She wanted the tip of the barrel and the inside of the ring like threaded so that it could be removable.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been too easy to do in the process of creating the ring.
I'm not gonna lie,
So.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You have a silenced cannon.
Something like that.
Oh boy. Well, looks like we got all our stuff. Did we? I'm sorry. Was there like a thing that we could pass some ship stuff? Let me see here.
Wasn't Taddy going to do like a job or something he needed to do before we went?
Good, brought that up. That's right.
So do you want to do that first, or what are we doing?
I was hoping to knock this out. Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't seem too complicated.
You had just mentioned it as we closed out
Where-
last week, so why don't you go
Yeah.
over that and see what the party has to say?
All right. So, yeah, I got one last local job on my list of things to do. I'm sure I'll get more eventually, but for now, this is the last one on my list. So supposedly, there's a professor of
I'm adding notes.
professor of alchemy at the academy that has stolen a ring, and I need to retrieve said ring. The intel I got says it should be in his quarters. He has a secret hidden stash for things that he holds on to. So, I mean, essentially all I really need to do is get in, find the stash, get the ring, get out. And then I can get it back to its rightful owner.
Well, just to recap, make sure I heard this correctly. There's some alchemists.
Professor of
At-
alchemy.
Oh, professor of alchemy. At the academy that
Yep.
has a ring
Yes.
that has allegedly been stolen,
Yes.
and then we need to go steal it back.
Yeah.
Give it to the rightful owner.
Yeah. It's a family heirloom, and the family would like it back. I don't know how exactly this professor acquired the ring, but that was the information that I was given. You know what I gave you guys. Oh, okay. Now wait a minute. DM just added a new note. ring is in possession of Professor Malwork. So I guess I have a name for the professor. Sorry. Retcon, say I threw that in there.
What was the professor's name?
Malwork, Malwark. So, I mean, obviously, I'll be heading into the academy. I'll be heading into a professor's chambers in the academy housing. There's a chance for intel on whatever the academy is up to. That's why I originally brought this up with Silt, because I kind of figured she might be interested in picking through pages and books in the office.
Yeah, I'm already down.
So, I mean, it's not a big paying gig, but I'd rather shove off knowing that all the tasks that were handed to me were completed. Because they didn't give me a time frame on this, so I don't want to come back and be like, why didn't you get this done? You know what I mean?
So you don't have a time frame for the job, or you don't have a time
No.
frame of how long you have to do the job?
Neither. I don't have a time frame for either. That's why I was kind of hoping to knock it out before we go, just in case.
How long do you think it's going to take you to knock it off?
I mean, if we can figure out exactly where his room is tonight and figure out how to get in there, I probably have it done before we shove off in the morning.
I can help you with that if you need help, and then we can try to get it out of the way.
So I'll remind you, Mike, because it's been a while, but you would be privy to know that, based on the note you were given, he lives in Academy Housing, which is a small district near the Academy. He doesn't live in the actual Academy.
Okay.
It's just housing nearby. I think Silt and one other person has been in that housing area before.
Probably
if
Kit.
I remember correctly.
Probably Kit for Kit's brother. That would be my guess.
I don't remember what for. It was a long time ago, but
so
meeting. Oh, I think it was you meeting your Noah guy. So.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, it's not nothing major. I figure it's 9 o'clock in the morning now. If we get to it now, me and Silk could probably go case joint, figure out exactly where this guy is and what it's going to take for us to get in there, and then go from there.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, fine with me.
Yeah, that's a start, I guess.
All right. Well, it sounds like that's our game plan, DM. Me and Silt will make our way to the after breakfast. Make our way to the housing.
You know what?
Okay. So you and Silt are heading to the housing district?
Yeah, the academy housing.
Okay. Yeah,
district.
You make your way over there. Silt knows the way, so you have no issues getting there.
I'll be a nondescript human.
Okay. If either of you is taking a ferry service, make sure you mark off your 2 silver. But yeah, you make it to the area. It's kind of like a gated community of sorts. So there's 1 or 2 academy guards, but it's not real high security or anything. it's not restricted access. You don't have any issues getting in or walking through or around or anything. I will ask for performance checks as you walk around to look nondescript, to not look like you're casing a place or looking for somewhere specific.
I will be using Lucky.
Okay. And it looks like Pearl came with you guys as well. So. Okay. So you guys head over and have no issues finding a house as they're labeled for some stupid reason. Signs out front, the welcome to such and such's home type thing. Pretty much.
The ring is in the cupboard.
No, not that. But yeah, you have no issues finding the house. You are standing in the street in front of it, looking as nondescript as you can. What would you like to do?
Silt, you're the smooth talker here. Why don't you see if anybody's home and see if you can get us inside to get some eyes inside and see what's going on in there. I'll meander around the building and see what I can discover from the outside.
Sure.
And Pearl, you can take your pick. You want to go inside with her, or you want to wander around outside with me?
I'm gonna wander outside with you.
All right.
Okay. So the two of you make your way around the house. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me. See if you notice anything as you go. Beautiful. The house is pretty well shut up. Windows are closed, doors are shut. Are you testing any of those to see if they're open, or are you just looking at this point?
No, just looking.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
looking. Eventually.
With once around the house, everything seems pretty shut up. Which is.
But we notate that there's a window here, there's a window there,
Yes.
there's a back door if there is, that kind of stuff.
Yep, you take note of the layout. Absolutely.
Yep.
And Silt, you were just going up and knocking on the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's no answer.
That's unfortunate. I guess I'll keep knocking for a little while just to make sure, listening.
Okay. Yeah, there's no noise coming from within the house. Taddy and Pearl, as you come around the last corner to casually get back to the front side of the house, Taddy, with your 23, you would notice a small, I guess, chew hole, where the house meets the dock, the ground. Almost as if a rodent or something had chewed through the boards to get under there. It's pretty decent sized. It's, big enough for almost a human head to fit in. Almost.
All right. So, yeah, you think shrinking would get me in that hole?
You might.
Can I decipher that, DM?
Make an insight check.
Get out your ruler.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but you're pretty confident that if you shrunk yourself down using your magic, that you should be able to fit through the hole.
All right. All right. So, I look at Pearl and say, okay, well, let's meet up with Silt, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right. So, we'll go around the corner and meet up with Silt.
Yep, she's standing at the top of a short flight of stairs and just finished knocking on the door.
Okay. Nobody home still? Nobody home?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. Well, I guess we could back another day or we could wait. I don't know. Why don't you come down here away from the door?
Walk downstairs and
Nothing.
Okay. Once Silt makes it down there, I'll whisper.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's like
I-
three
I-
steps. So
Okay. Well, try not to say this too loudly. I'll whisper as best I can. I noticed a hole I might be able to squeeze into over around the corner. That way we don't have to mess with locks and things like that
well, no,
to get in. And then I can scope and see if anybody's here, and if not, I can try and open the door from the inside if it's locked. That way it looks like you were invited in, not just walking in,
Creeping in.
you know. What do you think? I mean, we were talking about doing this tonight, but there ain't nobody here, so
I want to look around and see if I can see anybody else around watching us or
there's the occasional passerby, but nobody's really paying you any attention.
okay.
if the professor happens to show up, you have the earring, let me know that he's here. And you can just tell him you're here to discuss alchemy stuff or classes with him, or I don't know. You're the talker here.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, what are you worried about?
There's just there's eyes everywhere. You never know who's looking out for their neighbors.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll take a look at around at the houses around us. I mean, are their windows all boarded up, shut up, like the professor's?
Some of them are. Maybe like
But not
40% of them have their windows closed. And the
okay.
professor's house windows aren't boarded up; they're just closed.
Well, yeah, closed, shut up. That's sorry.
no,
That's what I meant.
I just wanted to clarify. Just
Yeah,
to make sure.
that's my bad. Okay, well, I mean, if we wait till night, there's a good chance he's going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he's not. As a matter of fact, being that it's morning, he might be at the academy getting ready for class.
Pearl, can you make yourself scarce?
Sure.
What are we doing? Who's doing what?
I can try. I'm gonna rephrase that. I can try.
Sil asked Pearl to make herself scarce.
Can I give Pearl advantage for like hiding if I watch her do it and say that's a good job or try again? I can
I
definitely
think I
see
need to
your
take off
red
my
hair
armor
sticking
because
out.
it just makes so much noises by itself that it probably might just bring attention. So let me just kind of strip a little bit. Do. And then
As previously
is definitely-
established, we now have a very naked Pearl just standing there.
no,
This is definitely what people do on the outside of their houses.
I'm trying not to
in
make
this
noises
neighborhood.
with my clothing. So I'm trying to be sneaky over here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take hardly anything to take your armor off. A couple minutes.
Yeah, it's just 2 seconds.
Make sure I got that off.
In the alley between the houses, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, that worked.
Yeah, it's not taking away the. Okay, we'll deal with it. So yeah, you take your armor off. You're just wearing street commoner's clothes now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could give her like tips and tricks, I guess, and help hide her, depending on where you're gonna try to hide her and how.
Well, I guess if one of two options, if it looks like a place that she could just chill, loiter without looking conspicuous, then cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's an alley that surrounds the house. There's not a lot of loitering going on here. It's not like the rest of the city. The people here are either passing through with a purpose or live here, typically. So,
Okay,
So
so
not a lot of
maybe
traffic.
hiding would be better.
yeah.
Okay, well, there's a good area that I can hide. Some rocks or something that might be there in the alley. I'm gonna try to
Well,
do that.
why don't you go ahead and roll a stealth check, and we'll see
Okay.
how good of a place you can find. 15. Yeah, you find a little spot. I mean, it's not gonna hide you and keep you from being seen very well if somebody walks down it, but you find like a corner on the back side of the house that you can kind of tuck around. And I mean, as long as somebody doesn't walk down this alley, which you haven't seen anybody in the alleys in the 20 or so minutes you've been here, you should be fine. And even if they see you, you know, you can kind of post up and look inconspicuous about being there.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand her my dice and say, "Give those back to me," but use them if you need to look like a bum.
I'm gonna give us all psychic whispers before we go.
Okay.
Good for an hour.
Cool.
All right.
That way, Pearl spots something, she can let us know. Okay, so how do you want to get in here, Silk? Because I know how I'm gonna try and get in.
Well, shit, I wish we knew what the professor looked like. If you could get in the hole and just come out the door looking like him, you could let me right in.
Oh, I can see if he's got any portraits. I mean, he is a
Right.
professor. So, okay. We'll try that. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So, I will use my enlarge on myself.
You mean your reduce, right?
Reduce, yeah.
Okay. Just checking. I found a small hole. Let's get big.
Yeah. So I was reading effects. Make sure I pick the right one. So yeah, so I zap myself with my enlarge reduce spell to reduce myself to a smaller size, and I go to squeeze into the hole.
Okay. A little tight squeeze, but you make it through, no issues. Are your goggles on? No, it's daytime. They wouldn't be on. You get under,
No,
and
they're
it
on my
is-
head.
Yeah, it's pitch black.
I'll slide them down.
Okay. You slide them down. You find yourself in the crawl space under the house. It's maybe a 2 foot tall space, so just big enough for you in your reduced size to walk slightly crouched.
Okay. Does there look to be some type of hole in the floor or a weak spot, something that looks like I might be able to.
Make an investigation check. See if you
Alright.
can kind of prod around, see if there's a trap door or a loose floorboard or anything like that.
18.
With an 18, you do find a loose floorboard.
All right, so push it up and out of the way and climb up slowly.
Make a strength check. Tiny Tatty. It's like Ant-Man 2 right now. He's like when he's into school. You are not able to get the floorboard loosened.
Okay, well, I'm just going to keep trying until I do.
Try one more time.
That's better.
much better.
Hey!
You go to push the first time and forgot that you're half the fairy you usually are and go, oh shit. Flap your wings to give you a little upward boost and you pop the board loose. Again, just big enough for you to squeeze yourself through. You climb through to the ground floor of this, or the first floor of this house. It is a nice open floor plan with a central pillar supporting the second floor. Kind of set up like a studio apartment. Like one corner is the kitchen, one corner is the seating area, and then the third and fourth corner makes up like a study area.
Okay. First, I put the floorboard back.
Okay.
Secondly, I scan the room for portraits of a guy.
Yeah, there is one portrait. There is a guy in it. It is a couple. An older couple, both elves, and both very old.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and drop my reduce so I come back to full size.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and mimic the old man in the photo.
Okay.
With my disguise.
You can tell what he's wearing. You don't know what his bottom half looks like. It's like a torso up portrait.
Okay.
So it's going to be a guess as to height, but you should be able to get the clothes picked. He's wearing like almost like a tuxedo.
Okay. Well, then
so
I
the
will
clothing
just.
won't be an issue. But how tall do you want to make yourself? You can go up to
As
a
tall
foot
as
taller
it'll.
or shorter than what you are.
A foot taller.
A foot taller.
Because elves are taller, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, let's. The professors. I've been to the academy now, mind you. I haven't been on the grounds, but I've been around.
Yeah.
Would I have known if professors generally have like professor robes or something to distinguish themselves from?
No, they all wear something different. You can usually tell who's a professor at the academy by them not being a child.
Oh, you're breaking up.
You can tell who's a professor at the academy by them not being a child.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking that if I actually do a tuxedo, that's probably his wedding photo, and that's gonna look funny walking in a wedding tuxedo. So, let me go with changing my appearance to like his face, his hair, ears, which I already got the ears, but height. As far as clothes goes, let's just go with some random what would look like an professor outfit.
Okay.
Even though they don't have an actual professor, you know what I'm saying?
Like a business casual robe type deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough. What are you doing
Okay.
next?
I'm going to hover just like a foot off the floor.
Okay.
Because I don't want squeaky floors to get my attention. And then I'm going to head to the front door.
Okay. You are at the front door.
Does it look like it has a locking mechanism?
It does.
Okay. Is it bar? Is it lock, key and lock?
It's a key and lock.
Okay. Simple enough. I'll get my thieves' tools out and I would check the door before I go picking locks.
Probably a smart move.
Is it locked?
It is locked, yes.
Okay. Do I notice any magical symbols or anything around the door or on the door?
Make an investigation check. Pearl, go ahead and give me a perception check while you're back there.
16.
You don't notice anything.
Okay. Then let's see if we can pop this door open.
It pops open.
Okay.
Just as I was knocking again, going, Professor!
I'm going to open the door. Yes, these old bones take a while to get to the door. Who is it? Come on in. You're let to chill at.
I go in with him.
Okay, you're both in the house.
Doing my best to be an old man.
Yeah, you sound like Shrieky Tatty.
Damn it. I tried.
I tried to do the old shrill voice and it just came out very squeaky.
Okay.
I said fairy, not very, just to be clear.
I caught you. I caught you. All right. I said, okay, so I'm in. There's a study over there. There's an upstairs. I don't know if anybody's here. I haven't checked the building yet, but I'll head upstairs. We're looking for a secret safe stash somewhere.
Got it.
So, and if you find any fun information about secrets, grab them.
Will do.
All right.
Get on it. Time is money.
Yep.
Time is
And I'm
information.
gonna hover my way up the stairs.
Okay. The upstairs has two separate rooms to it, one of them being a bathroom with a nice tub in it, and the rest of it being the bedroom. The bedroom has a bunch of cabinets and wardrobes, as well as a nice, like, poster bed or whatever it's called. You know, like the old Victorian ones with the drapes and shit. One of those types of beds.
Okay.
The both of you can make perception checks if you're just looking. If you're actually looking through stuff, then make investigation checks.
Yeah, I guess I would look first, but then investigate stuff. So, key again.
Double nines. All right. There's not much going on downstairs. Papers are mostly like reports from students in the process of being graded. Nothing really in the way of advanced or confirmed knowledge about anything. Upstairs, Tatty, you start going through like drawers and stuff, and you go through one of the wardrobes on the wall that connects to a bathroom wall, and when you shut it, when you shut the drawer, it makes a hollow noise behind it. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
like when you put a wardrobe up against a wall in real world, you can hear if that wall is hollow or not on the other side. That's kind of the noise you get as you shut this wardrobe.
Okay. I'm gonna look for some type of trigger mechanism latch.
Okay, make another investigation check.
18.
No trigger mechanism or anything, but you do find a section of the wall shaped like a 3-ish foot tall door, and when you push it, it clicks and then pops open just like a 1/4 inch.
Okay, so I'll see if I can grab it and pull it open.
Yeah, there's no issue with that. You crawl in, you find a very narrow room. It's clear that when you walk in, the wall in front of you is very clearly now the actual outside wall of the house, and this wall was built just a couple of feet in from that to create this hidden compartment. It's very narrow, but runs the length of the house, so it's maybe 15-20 feet long, but only 3 feet wide. And the wall, like the outside wall of the house, just above your head has shelves, and on the shelves you can see all sorts of various goods. Um, some of it looks like it might have some value to it. Most of it looks like it might have a practical use to it. Like there's some alchemy equipment, uh, older alchemy equipment, but alchemy equipment nonetheless. Um, you see some trinkets, some necklaces and rings and such, and it's all kind of sorted by item type.
Okay.
And then on the far ends of this corridor hidden room, on either end there is a table with more of the same.
Okay, so I'll do a quick whisper to Silt. Tell her I think I found the place where he's stashing things up here. Um, I don't. You said you didn't mention paperwork, so I'm not seeing any kind of paperwork or anything up here.
No, there's some paperwork in there.
Okay, so I'll say so Silt, if you wanna come up to the bedroom, I'll get to looking for this ring if you want to sort through the paperwork.
Okay. Before I leave the study, I just want to. There's not like a. If there's a desk, I'd check the drawers in the desk, I guess.
Yeah, it's mainly
Probably
just
drawer.
equipment. You don't find anything that's his
Interesting.
necessary. Like there's no journals or a history of books or anything like that. It's clear that
Okay.
his study is primarily for grading papers in the comfort of his own
Okay.
home.
Okay. Then I would leave the study, make sure I left everything as it was, and head upstairs to the bedroom.
Okay. We're gonna pause right there. Pam, are you back? Or are you in the kitchen still?
I'm in the kitchen.
She's in the kitchen. Okay, never mind. Let me know when you're back at your computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you sort through the papers hastily. And Mike, give me a perception check as you search for the ring.
A what search?
Perception.
I gotta get better perception or investigation skills.
Papers are just some various notes on alchemical theories. You see referenced a lot an old folk tale of converting gold into like an arcane energy source. It's all theoretical scribbles and practicals, and as you look up from the papers, you notice that pretty much everything he's collected is made of gold. Taddy, you go through that room. It takes you like a half a second to find the pile of rings that he has sorted from everything else, and then maybe 2 minutes past that to dig through the pile and find the ring you were looking for.
Okay. then I'll psychic whisper to Silk because I don't want to speak out while we're in here. I got the ring. You find anything good over there?
No, not just theoretical alchemy stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's got it hidden in here for a reason, right?
Yeah, his professors can be strange. I suppose. I
Back.
don't know.
We're gonna jump outside real quick. Pearl. After they went into the house, about a minute or two later, an older gnomish fellow comes passing by. Sees you sitting there fiddling with dice. He goes, "Ah, skipping class to play some bones, I see. What's the buy-in?" You can see him reaching for his coin purse as if he's getting ready to bet on some dice throws with you.
I'm not skipping class.
Oh, well, my apologies. You looked a little young, like you should be in school. But are you throwing bones anyways? I'd love to play a game or two.
Let's do it.
Oh, wonderful. Let's say a gold apiece.
Gold apiece sounds perfect.
Wonderful. And he kind of crouches down and puts a piece of gold on the ground and pulls out his own dice. How many dice did you give her, Silt?
As many as in a gaming set.
Okay, we'll say 6 then. It was, all right. Most matching pairs of the highest number.
Okay.
All right, so just roll 66.
Are you rolling for me?
No, I rolled for me.
Wait, what do you mean 66?
6 D6s. So hold a D6 and right click until you have 6 of them and then drop them in the chat.
6 times? Okay. Booyah.
You might have froze up.
It didn't do it?
Nope.
Oh my god. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why isn't it not doing it?
Are you dropping it in the chat box?
Yeah, let me try something else. Hold on.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So he rolled 2 5s.
Holy shit, she got.
And you rolled 2 5s. He goes, all right, well, that's a tie. We'll double up to break it. And he puts down another gold and go ahead and roll again.
Okay.
He got 3 5s that time. And you got 2 2s. So he scoops up the 4 gold off the ground. He goes, well, that was fun. It was a pleasure. And he kind of scampers off with his gold. So I will take 2 gold off your inventory.
Stealing from a child that goes to school.
You said you weren't a
Unbelievable.
kid. As he skittles down.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
So for anybody who was lost, the way that works is you take pairs of the highest number. So, like, if I had rolled 3 3s, 3 3s would have beaten 2 5s, because 2 5s, there's only 2 of the one number. Even though it's 5s, not 3s, there's only 2 matching dice. So the more matching dice you have, the better, and then the higher the number on those dice, the better. Is how that works.
Gotcha.
Same way we played bar dice in Wisconsin. So, but that's it for outside. Back inside, you guys were having a conversation about the notes.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if you don't think it's worth anything, then I guess we'll leave it behind. But
I guess it's the question of if we take it, there's a greater chance that he's
Gonna
gonna
notice.
know somebody was rifling through stuff, taking stuff.
Oh, yeah, good idea. I had to turn around and walk back to the pile of rings and kind of put it back the way I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good idea. Well, then I guess let's get out of here.
Are you going back the way you came? I would ask Taddy. Or are you
I
going?
mean, I mean, I suppose I could let you out the front door and try and relock it so it's left the way we found it, and then I can't leave the way I came though.
Okay. Well, then
I can only do that once a day.
let's leave out the front door and go somewhere together.
Sounds like a game plan. Just pretend I'm the professor.
Yep.
Thumbs up as we walk. I stopped hovering, by the way, once I realized there's nobody here.
Okay. All right. So you guys go down and out the front door. Are you just leaving?
And I feel like we should shut the door and relock it. Well, Taddy should, because he's
Yeah.
the guy that lives here.
Okay. Go ahead and
So-
roll to relock. Yeah, no issues.
All right. Oh well, hell, fuck, that was okay. Well, house all locked up. We can go now.
Have some riveting conversation about alchemy stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that potion, and boom. I don't know. I'm just.
So you guys keep up the charade as you walk down from the house and glance left or right, and the street's empty.
Okay.
You do hear what sounds like an old man in the alley where you left Pearl yelling, "You said you weren't a kid!"
I feel like we've been traveling with Pearl long enough to know that, like, that was probably something not important, but related to her.
Just Pearl being Pearl. Just another day.
Well, hey, it's good because she's not causing, like, it sounds like it's fine.
Yeah, for
Okay.
one.
So, peek around the corner to the alley and take a glimpse at whoever's walking. Are they walking in our direction?
Yeah, so you'd have to walk around to the back of the house, essentially. And you see Pearl standing there, and there's a very old gnomish fellow, couple 100 yards down the alley, just really kind of scooting along, like he just stole something.
All right. Well, I guess since we're in the alley, I'll take a quick peek around, make sure nobody can see us. And
Old man's looking away, and doesn't look like there's anyone else.
okay. Yeah, drop the old man disguise.
All
Back
right.
the gnomish female fur line.
I will hold my hand out for my dice.
I'm sorry that was fruitless, Silt, but thanks for coming.
Well, you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah. All right. Well, I need to make a pit stop by the Rusty Anchor so we can get paid, and that's it, man. Like, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Cool. You're welcome.
Easy
I
peasy.
got robbed. I lost.
Think of it as a trade for the ring. We
Yeah.
paid for the ring as a group.
Obviously, I'll cut you guys in when I get paid. You know, I'm not that way. So you'll get your money back plus some. Don't worry, Pearl.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, so we're off to.
Never Neverland.
Yeah, right.
Let me put my clothes back on. Okay, now I'm ready.
Are you changing something on my sheet there,
I just
DM?
changed it to completed.
Oh, okay. I'm on my actions page. I'm like looking for something, and just everything just went poof.
Yeah, because
Spread out.
we gotta unlock it now to change
Okay,
anything.
yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. Everyone making their way back to the ship then? Excluding Taddy's pit stop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you'll all get back to the ship. And go for it. It's been, say, probably about 2 hours. So it's about 11 a.m. right now.
Okay, well, that was quick, simple, and easy. Okay, well, with what you just sent me, you want to distribute that there, Mr. DM?
Yeah, how did you... 3 ways even, you son of a bitch. Math is hard. No, fuck that.
So yeah,
Taddy,
we head back.
Taddy, give yourself 140. Silt, give yourself 130. And Pearl, I got you.
Thank you.
Pearl, you got 130 as well.
Perfect.
Just for
So yeah, I'll
math purposes.
I'll swing by the Rusty Anchor on our way through, drop that off. As I get back to the ship with you guys, I drop you a couple coin purses. Here you go, guys. Apparently they were watching us and knew we already got the job done, so they paid me when I did the drop.
Beautiful.
Silt, did you keep Frick or Frack? I don't remember.
Rick.
And I look at the rest of the crew and go, "Oh, instead of casing the joint, it was empty when we got there. So job's done, guys. I'm all clear, ready to roll."
The rest of you who stayed with the ship, you would have noted that Yes is associating with Frick, and I guess playing with him is the best way to put it, up in the crow's nest, and pretty much has been the entire time you've been there, the 2 hours. And Quartermaster B has taken it upon himself to capture all of the loose crickets, and has been very avidly catching the crickets one at a time and bringing them to the box in the hold. But he's making progress. The ship is less cricket infested than it was a week ago.
I would have eaten crickets with Frick for breakfast as well, if that puts any dent in them.
How many you eating?
I don't know. Breakfast's worth.
Okay.
A lot of protein in crickets.
We'll put it down to 700. Frick likes the crickets. So. Alright, well, that's where you guys are at.
Okay, guys. Well, what's next? What are we doing?
Well, do we have all of the stuff that we need for our journey? Because we're going to be out for a while. We have nothing else here. We have no loose ends here.
I know you guys have you guys have 160 rations and 70 pounds of shark jerky currently.
Yeah.
Because
We've got a lot.
Yeah, Pan did his food harvest and just put it all on the ship. So lots of food.
We got plenty of food. We got ammunition.
5 barrels of water. You bought a bunch of. I need to organize this better.
We got
5 cannonballs, 50 ballista bolts, 12 mangonel rocks, 30 feet of rope, 30 pieces of lumber, 5 spare sails, 500 feet of chain, 10 hammocks, Odessa's chest and jack shack, fishing supplies.
Got a bud supply for Pearl as I look and point with my thumb at Gal.
Yeah, I was just gonna shake her head.
You've got navigation tools and carpenter's tools on the ship, as well as whatever tools you guys have with yourself. 1 spyglass, pulley system. I stand corrected, you guys have 1,000 feet of rope on the ship.
Yeah, it sounds like we're good.
I didn't consolidate what you had and what you bought, so sometimes it's doubled up here.
Can I give you money and just buy some more arrows?
Yeah, that's fine.
I've got 3, but I don't know how long we're out for. So
I'd like to get some more crossbow bolts.
I mean,
as
not 3,
well.
but like 3 sets of 20.
Yeah.
So I'll just get like 2 more.
Yeah, I should probably get some crossbow bolts too. So it brings up a good point. And Gal?
Suppose it would help if I open the right thing. So stacks of 20 arrows are $10 gold. So if you want 40, that'll be 20 gold.
Perfect. I will take that off my list. Thank you, and then just add it on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then bolts. Stack of 20 bolts is the same cost. So it'll be 10 gold for every 20 bolts either of you want.
All right. I'll buy 2 stacks.
Okay.
I'm getting 1.
Do you need me to put them in your inventory, or can you just
I got them.
whatever numbers you got?
Yeah, I got mine.
Ooh. That's fun.
All right. Anybody need anything else before you all ship out into the wild blue yonder?
I mean, the only other thing that I can suggest right now is we make a list of who has what tools and what skills before we go out. But that's something we can even talk about
Mhm.
when we leave. But just to make sure that we have all the tools that we're going to need. Like, let me see here. In fact, I'll just start doing it right now.
We have been at this sailing thing for months, and it has never taken us this long to leave. Whoa,
I've been waiting for y'all to set sail real life for like 6-7 months.
Yeah. So Taddy's like, oh.
All right.
We just
So-
go, please.
Brad, why don't you do that above table?
Yeah, I'll do that private message.
Okay. So y'all are setting sail, unless anybody's got anything else before you leave.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Back to the world map. All right. Which way are y'all heading? Straight east, right?
East.
Okay. Well, the first day of sailing will be no issues. I used a little boat token there now. If you zoom in on Haven, you can see the ship. It's a little miniature token of it. Oh, I'll share the map for you. But if you zoom in on Haven, you'll see the little boat token. So that's how the bow of the boat, the nose, is where you are currently. Is how we'll do that. So, instead of drawing a big purple line over the entire map. So, but after the first day, I will start needing navigation checks for you to maintain an easterly heading. So I know Pearl and Gallon were our proficient people in navigation, so I will have both of you roll. Those will roll as your morning and evening checks. Accept that. Get my charts up here.
Hey, Odie,
Send it.
you still got your paperwork from the jobs?
I do.
If memory serves me correctly, there's a job we never did up in that vicinity.
There might be. Give me a
There
second.
are 3 jobs you never did. Is 1, 2, and 8. And they're on the Lost Seas map.
Are they... Okay, so we did do 7. Are the jobs still in play? I honestly haven't got track of time like that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Well, check the notes on whatever job we're looking at doing. And just, I mean,
There was a time frame though based on his probation.
Yeah,
yeah.
but there was... I don't know that there was a time frame in which the jobs themselves
Right.
had to be done.
Well, that's
Or
why I'm
actually, I think
that's
it
why
was
I'm
6
suggesting
months.
just pull it up and look.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. I think it was 6 months. I don't...
What? Okay, so according to the map, it says job 1 is up in that vicinity. Does job 1 say anything?
Here, I'll share it so you guys can look at it.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be in the actual job list. It would have been...
I'm looking right now. Hold on.
So it's a pickup job.
So it doesn't say how long the jobs are actually good for. It just says that I've agreed to resolve 8 jobs for a duration of 6 months, is what I said.
Yeah, I want to say it was
This-
like a 30-day window from the end of your probation to when, if you wanted to do the excess jobs, you could do them.
Yeah, I don't know. In
was like-
regards to like when we finished and everything, I don't know if those jobs
Yeah.
are still legit.
I think you're still within the window, but you're on the tail end of it because we've done 2 bastion checks since then. So that's
was
2
14
weeks.
days.
That's at least 2 weeks right there. And then I can guarantee at least another week in game beyond that. So if anything, you would have a week from right now to get
Yeah,
to a
so I
job
mean-
and back, which isn't enough time.
So we've already been like dicking around and stuff for like 6 months since Odess got out of prison.
Like a month, maybe 2.
I thought we had 6 months to get jobs done.
6 months from
No.
the start of his probation to him
To
completing
start
them.
them. 6 months from the start of his probation. So wait.
But so when Odess got put on probation, He had 6 months to do X many jobs, or go back
Which
to
we did.
or go to the mines, which was done
Yeah.
within that 6 months. The excess jobs was either a 30 or a 60-day window. I'm going to
On
say
top of
a
that.
60-day window from the day his probation ended
Okay. Yeah,
to
that makes
complete.
sense.
So
Which
I would put you guys at about a month into that time frame. So you would have a month to do a job and get it back to Haven right now.
the other caveat to that too, as we're sailing, that I'm thinking about is, yes, well, we might not have completed the job. However, we will have all of these items that were obviously needed for something,
Hmm.
which says that they are probably of value to someone. If that makes sense.
It looks like job 1 was just a basic pickup drop off of some stuff. I wouldn't surprise me if she set somebody after that stuff since we didn't go.
Yeah, because we were supposed to meet up with.
Indeed.
Didn't we try to do this one?
Number 1.
I think we tried to do number 1 at one point.
No, you guys have never sailed east of Haven. Because when you left, you went like northwest and circled around to the far west and then circled back from the southwest. You guys have never... Oh, I
Yep.
take that back. You did sail northeast of Haven the one time, and that was your first run with Captain Reith. But that was an out and back. You
Mhm.
weren't in control of the ship. You were just along for the ride.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Well, let's take a look because there's also 2.
2, if I remember
That's out.
correctly, is the Kraken eggs.
I think so. Hold on.
Because I put it on the tentacle on the map.
It is.
Yeah.
no, I was just thinking about a little extra cash since we were out here, but I mean, if it's going to get all complicated, I guess we could just leave it alone.
I mean, I think some of this stuff could be helpful if we had the time later. I don't know that we're going to be able to get it and get back in time. But they could be, I mean, a Kraken egg. I wouldn't mind having a Kraken egg. Have a little baby Kraken. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like something that I would want on my team.
Yeah, but those are jobs south of us.
Yeah, it's southeast, but it's still easterly.
I mean, Kraken eggs do make the best omelets.
Stilt nods because she was drooling and then trying to hide that she was drooling when Odessa was talking about hatching it. No, I wasn't thinking about eating it. I was.
Can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
And
Good.
it comes full circle.
Mhm.
Okay. So where are you guys heading?
We gotta go east first.
Yeah. Well, what's the first one?
So
All
my
right, hold on.
understanding is you guys are going to try and do a threefer. Okay. You're going to head for the barrier.
Mhm.
You're going to check out Mother. And you're at the
Mhm.
same time check out this whirlpool for the prince. But my question, because all 3 of those locations are generally east of you, which one are you going to first?
Well, so I'm sorry. What was the whirlpool? What was? Oh, that was
So
that
the
was
prince
Gal's
reported,
thing, right?
the prince hired you guys to check out the whirlpool because Avishai have been known to come out of the whirlpools.
Which is also something that Gal has lots of stock in.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Gal's very patient.
Gonna need some hand notes.
She's waited
here.
a long time to kill these fuckers. She can wait a little bit longer.
But
Well, I feel like if we're gonna,
there has also been reports of the Abishai flying into the storm clouds. So
We need to find some tall fucking ogres, right?
right,
Stay
which are
ogres or something?
east.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Tall
Apparently,
dykes.
no.
So let's start there.
Yes.
So we
that's
got-
through the clouds.
Abishai, Whirlpool. The ogres.
Let's start by getting friends, allies, and information.
What was the other one that we were going to do?
What do you have so far?
Mama.
I have the Abishai, the ogres in the cloud.
And the mother, which is the X right next to that northeastern whirlpool.
But we were supposed to go to the ogres before we do mother.
So we have
Yeah.
yes.
I think
Oh,
that's
and
what you guys
DM
had
for
discussed, yeah.
for reference, I did tell them the information that the library gave me, so I had shared that with everybody.
Okay.
Okay. That was my next question. Above table. I didn't know if you shared that or not. with us.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Mike, they're not ogres, they're cyclops.
They're tall bastards that like to step on little people's.
In
I don't
game,
give a fuck.
you don't know what they are, other than the general description given.
Oh,
Um,
never mind then.
But yeah.
So, I mean, do you guys want to do that first? I'm fine with that because we can hit the other ones on the way back.
Mhm.
My thing is I don't know what these whirlpools are doing and how they're coming in and out or what they're doing with them. If we get sucked into that shit, I mean, that's going to change, could potentially change a lot.
I mean, if we get sucked into them, it might take us down to where mother is.
I mean, there's that, but we don't know where it leads. So, but if you guys want to do the clouds first, let's do that, and then we can kind of figure out, take stock from there.
Sounds good.
All right.
Like that.
East to the storm clouds it is. Pam, I need a navigation check from you.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. Why is it not on my skills?
Because it probably fell off when we converted to 2024. So
Okay.
give me a second, I'll put it back on there.
Thank you.
There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Beautiful. Now I need everybody to roll me a d20.
In the box or the tower?
The box is fine.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, wrong number. Hold on. I know.
Pearl, roll me another d20. Okay. Your second day out at sea, you guys come across the ship heading towards Haven. They call out to you. They pass within a few hundred yards, but they call out to you that they are a merchant ship and wondering if you are interested in anything they might have. They announce that they are armor merchants primarily, who take armor made in Haven and try to sell it to either druids or nomads or the sea elves, etc. Does anybody have any interest in seeing any armor wares?
Shit, if I can get some better armor to keep me alive a little bit better.
I would elbow.
I'm up for a look.
I would elbow Silt. He said he drops off at CL's. Maybe he could give us directions.
Directions to the CLs?
Yeah, so we know where they're at.
Don't we know where they are?
I don't think we do.
You know generally where they're at. You have this. You have the Lost Seas map, and it's marked just like the one you're looking at. So
Okay. I see sea pirates, sky pirates, druids, traders, fish.
Up at the top.
deep
sea
sea
elves.
elves, shallow sea elves.
Shallow sea elves.
Oh, okay.
Gotta look at the whole
Yeah, I guess
map, bud.
Map. Yeah. Never mind.
So was anyone interested?
Yes.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Something that will increase my armor class without I don't want to. I like the what is it, the mithril, the what is it shirt that I have, the
mithril.
I like that because it doesn't ding me on stealth checks, but also I need
They don't have anything mithril, unfortunately. They have some nice light armor that won't ding you on stealth checks. See if they got anything.
we have anything just like lower half so I can add it because the mithril is just a shirt.
No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. What is the AC base there? 13. Bear with me just a second. The only thing they have that might be better would be some breastplate armor, which surprisingly doesn't give you disadvantage on stealth checks.
Really?
I don't know if it used to or not. I think it used to. No, it never did. So yeah, it's a bit heavier than the mithril that you're used to wearing, but it'll offer you a little more protection. And they
How much is a little more?
1 point above table. It'll increase your AC by 1.
Okay. How heavy is it?
It's twice the weight of mithril, so 40. Or sorry, wait, what the hell? It's the exact same weight. I'm looking cross-eyed.
So what's so special about mithril then?
It can be hidden under normal clothes.
Ah, I see.
Because it's small and lightweight or thin, it can be hidden.
Okay. Okay, how much is it?
It is 400 gold.
Shit. I think I'm good for now.
You really want it still?
No, I don't. I mean, I want more AC, but like 1 point is, and listen, like honestly, this is something that I'll be taking off often anyway because like I'm not walking around with looking like a battle goon.
Okay.
So.
Anybody else interested in anything?
Do they have any shields?
They do. Pretty basic shields. Nothing fancy. Some metal, some wood. What are you looking for?
Oh, I have a shield. I was just looking to see if they had anything better than that. if they don't, it's not that big of a deal. We can plenty of time to.
No, as far as they know, everything is run of the mill.
Well,
As far as they know.
how about this?
Has anybody got a sniffer?
Yes, I do. And the earrings work psychically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Telepathically,
Who's got an earring?
Yes.
Me.
All right. So, Silt, on the earring, I would ask you, let me make sure I have it first, because I might not have it anymore. Never mind. Looks like I no longer have that spell. On me, at least.
I know you retrofitted specifically for a mission, so if you would have swapped back, I'd let you retcon that.
Okay. Yeah, because there's at least
Yeah, I think you
there's at
set
least
up,
one that I would have dropped. Yeah.
I think you set up specifically for the tunnels, and you
Yeah.
never changed back.
Okay, give me a sec. Let me take this off. So, anyways, in the meantime, while I'm doing this, and I'll mark off the spots for it, I would ask Silt over the earring if she might be able to distract them real quick.
Oh, I think I can. I think I can distract them real quick.
Yeah, no,
And then-
talking to them would have distracted them. You're working a safe.
And I would have popped a detect magic then.
Okay.
In that case.
Beautiful.
Which I'll
Out
burn.
of everything they have, one shield pops up as insert generic class or school of magic, because I don't know off the top of my head what it would be. But when you look at the shield, it has a large symbol of an eye on the front of it.
A large symbol of an eye?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's the one I'm thinking.
And
of.
then-
It's a good one.
What was that?
I said, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a good one. Gives you like advantage on initiative. And
Oh.
something else. It's the same one Fitz ran around with for a long, long time.
Well, without knowing that knowledge, I would have communicated with Silt and let her know that I wanted to try to get that one because it popped hot for magic.
I mean, that's
Um,
not a bad. If they don't know it's magic, then we're getting a deal either way.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing on the whole boat that's magic, or just out of the shields?
Out of everything they're selling, that's the only magic item.
Okay.
So, Silt, the way I think we should play this is pick one when it's too expensive. Maybe point at that one and be like, well, what about that one? It looks,
Less-
whatever. Try to play it down
One looks
Alright.
basic. How much for
and
that
see if
one?
that works.
Nobody likes
Oh.
eyes. Why would you put that on a shield? Ew.
Yeah, no kidding. So I guess pick one of the generic shields and I would ask him how much that is.
Yeah, that shield, that one will run for about 300 gold.
I will snort audibly.
I would look at Silt and be like, "Oh, seems like a lot." You got any other ones that might not be as much?
Oh yeah, we got these ones here, slapped together by driftwood. Pretty basic, not meant to hold up much, but these are 10 gold apiece.
Well, those aren't gonna help me. But, I'll kind of like browse over them. And I'm assuming Silt's like standing there at least somewhere close present
Yeah,
wise.
you guys are both kind of standing in the same general vicinity.
And I would kind of like look at Silt and be like, "Hey, I don't know. What do you think? That seems a little steep."
Yeah, for a shield. What about that ugly
It's
trash
kind of
can lid
ugly.
over there?
Now,
It's
as,
kind of.
as ugly as it might be, that right there is a relic. My grandpa himself pulled that up from the depths almost 100 years ago.
Don't we have somebody that's like familiar with relics amongst our group?
Is relic basically anything that's pulled up from the old world?
Yep.
Oh wait,
So
hey!
would that basically make me the expert in relics?
God damn it! Get out of my head because that's exactly
sure
where I
it
was
would.
going with it.
I'm just gonna roll history just for fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna like look over my shoulder and yell, "Hey, Dan!"
We got a relic.
Yeah, when he says relic,
Now,
I'm gonna be like,
I
"Relic."
I will caution you guys this, because you would know this about Pam by now. If he sees it, he will more than likely get excited and start telling you every single detail of it out loud in excruciating detail, while the person selling it is also listening and adjusting his price.
I mean,
You guys have never had a situation like this with Pan, though, so that was above table. In game, you don't know that yet.
Wasn't it the party? Wasn't he kind of doing that at the party?
yeah, he did it at the party.
Yeah, but that wasn't about like material things that was about tattoos. And anybody with a tattoo knows that's what tattoo people do.
And smithing.
Yeah.
I weirded out the dwarves first.
And also, I think I was the only one in the vicinity who would have seen that, or at least that loudly, because the other two were
the majority
chowing down
of
at the
it,
cheese table.
Yep.
I mean,
Well, that
So-
did prove once again that people with tattoos are much better people than professionals, I think.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, we had already tried to call Pan over, or at least I called out to Pan.
Okay.
I don't know if he responded or not.
Yeah, I will definitely come walking over.
I'm just gonna say, like, we'll be like, "Hey, aren't you do some tinkering with some stuff, right?"
Yes.
So,
Vibrating a little bit. Tinker time?
no, what do you think of these? He wants 300 for these shields. What do you think?
Are they just like standard normal shields?
Well, I mean, they're
Yeah, so there are a variety of either metal or wooden shields. The 300 one he's indicating is, like it would go well with like a nice set of breastplate or something like that. A thick, sturdy metal, almost kite shield. Which you don't know how the prices work in this day and age, but in the world you come from, that's a reasonable price.
They I guess I'll pick one up and kind of with my tinker's knowledge look at it, see if I see any sort of major flaws.
It's got a
You know.
massive seam running right down the middle of it.
I definitely wouldn't get this one. It's going to split the first time it gets some serious damage, because then I'll start pointing out the seam to them. You can see how the metal kind of has a little bit of a darker sheen right through here. That's pretty much when they welded it together. It's a cold shunt, and it's not going to handle damage.
okay.
Start geeking out.
Anything strike your fancy over here?
I'm pretty sure I'd see something with the big eye.
Yeah, you check that one out.
Now, is that above table? Is this like the same one that Fitz had that Pan would be familiar with?
Do you pick up the shield and look at it?
Yes.
This was here.
Connection is so tight. So we wait for the message.
As you look it over, this is what you see.
Right now I'm trying to decide exactly how Pan would react to this, because I can see this going one of two ways.
Make a... So don't roll it yet, but I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw. And I'm going to put the DC at it for 14. So if you beat it, 14 or higher, you can react whatever way you, Jeremy, want to react. But if you roll a 13 or lower, it has to be the freak out we know that Pan would want to do.
Oh, this is going to be loud either way. Either reaction is going to be very loud.
Go ahead and make the...
Con save?
Yeah.
Oh, you freak out.
As I noticed that little plaque there, my eyes get incredibly wide, and you can see it's almost like the cartoons where somebody steps on a wire and you see that shiver go through their body up and down. You kind of see that for a second before he just starts screaming like a Japanese schoolgirl in a Hantei movie. Just waving it around and just screaming as loud as he can. He's running back and forth. He's dancing. He's all excited. He holds it right in front of Odessa's face, just kind of slams it a little bit because, you know, he's like a squirrel that just had an energy drink.
They made a movie about that, by the way.
Yes,
scene.
Over the Hedge.
Yeah.
That is the best scene in the movie. Fucking Hammy went ham. Yes, that is exactly what I'm picturing for a minute there.
Okay.
He's going to slam it in Odessa's face and he's going, "This is my dad's!" And it's quite possible it's vibrating against your head as he's holding it there.
No, little buddy, how could this be your dad's? This allegedly is this man's uncle's relic.
As you look down at the shield now being held up to you, you can see on the inside of the shield is a little placard that says "Property of Fitz Chivalry," and next to it is a small, crude scratching of a unicorn.
Do I see that, or does Pan
Yeah.
show that
No,
to me?
you see it because he's holding the shield an inch from your face.
So I'm going to look at the guy and say, well, it would appear that this actually belongs to this man and his bloodline.
That may have been the case at one point, but due to the laws of salvage, anything pulled out of the water belongs to he who pulled it. So it no longer belongs to his bloodline. Unless you have the coin to reacquire it.
Pan is trying to remember where he put the pirate flag to tell B to go raise it.
Oh, calm down, little buddy. I'm sorry, Katie. I just saw the reaction to your face as soon as you got that message.
I Me, as a human, I've got nothing. I can roll. I can roll to try to be persuasive, but I can't use any words to go along with it because I don't know. I mean, that makes logical sense to me because them's the rules.
Gives the rules.
That's not Silt doesn't. That's not Silt, but
I mean, I would look at Silt and be like, I mean, that's would be a bummer of sorts if, this man was unwilling to return a relic to a bloodline that was allegedly lost.
our poor little Pan is going to be. I don't know if we can get him away from this. He's going to be heartbroken if we have to leave without this.
Is the,
I don't know if
the
that was
shield
all
is?
bad
I'm
and beat
sorry.
'em up.
Did you say the shield was 330?
You guys don't know what they're asking for this shield. None
Yeah.
of you have asked the price on it yet.
Oh, Gal will step up and ask for the price of the shield.
Well,
That's what Pan wants, right?
Pan wants the shield.
seeing as it once belonged to this wee one's father, and I, with my bleeding heart, would have normally asked for 450 gold for it. I suppose I can let it go for a meager 400 gold.
You broke up,
Pat-
was it 400?
400.
I'd pat Pan on the head and say, I think it's worth 400 for him.
Gal's gonna just pull out the money.
I need 113 gold pieces.
I
No,
mean,
I'm paying for the whole thing.
whoa, homie, we can all pitch in for this. I appreciate it, Gal, but I mean, if you want to pitch in and help,
It's for family. Gal's gonna
Well-
throw down the money.
here, no, let's all pitch in for this then. How much, Jeremy, how much do you want to put down on it?
I throw the 187 coins I have at him. I may or may not be trying to pick your pocket right now. I'm not gonna lie.
He very skillfully catches every single of the 187 gold.
Well,
No. Patty's gonna go, no. And he's gonna walk up to the guy. Give that back to the little man.
Okay. No shield without the coin, though. And he hands back the
Give him the
187.
coins.
Oh, I'm
Give him
giving
the
it.
coins.
You see me handing the coins to the little one as we speak. What, are you playing some game where you can't actually visualize what's happening?
Just
Look,
do
I'm
it.
handing him the coin right now. My arms are open. He just needs to take it.
And
the
Patty
funniest
will-
part is this character keeps going mute randomly.
Patty,
It's because I have to
will
turn
drop-
I need to move my microphone over here, is what I need to do.
Patty
I've-
will drop the whole amount on the table. It's covered. Don't worry about it.
That's
Dude,
400
you don't
gold,
have to.
which makes it your shield.
That makes it his shield. It belongs to his dad.
Pan, is that going in your inventory?
He could use shields, so he would like to keep it. But if somebody has a like, oh man, I really need it for this reason, I think they would have to give it back to him so he could sleep on it every night, but they could
Okay.
use it.
Aw.
Bubba, this is all yours.
Fair enough. Well, it's in there. It is not identified, just for heads up sake.
Yes, we do.
I think I can cast identify as a
You have your arcane study charm. You can cast identify one time with that.
yeah, then I'll just burn that.
Okay. Beautiful. Let me mark this as used. Until you get another one. And I will identify the shield for you. It's all the way at the bottom of your inventory.
Thank you.
And the merchant speaks up. So wonderful to reunite family with their lost heirlooms. Anything else I can offer you today? As he points to the rest of their goods.
Nope, we don't want junk.
Very
Bye-bye.
well. I miss my wife. Get the fuck off my ship. And unless anybody spoke up, you guys part ways and continue your voyage.
Yep, that's good.
The rest of that day goes by uneventfully. The next day, check numbers, goes by uneventfully. Who made a roll? Silt, what's that for? Katie, what was that roll for?
Oh, the morning roll.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
To make sure it is, in fact, uneventful.
The next day.
I was going to say, at some point during our travels, probably shortly after that, I would have a conversation with Gal, but I can do that in chat while we're doing the rest of the stuff, just kind of keep things moving.
I would have a conversation with Odess as well, which I can also have in chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Up to you, do.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of streamlining the sailing process a little bit. Because if I have all of you roll, that does 6 days at a time. That's 6 days worth of rolls.
Nice.
So we can kind of streamline 6 days at a time. And then depending on what you guys roll, we might have to stop for stuff like we just did. But
I lost the whole back end of that.
Depending on what you guys roll, we might have to stop for stuff. But for the most part, we can streamline 6 days at a time.
Okay.
So that was, let's see. You guys are 3 days in. On the 4th day, a barrel floats by the ship.
Mm.
And it is Gallon who spots it.
Gal's gonna hook up some rope to the side of the boat, dive in, and go get the barrel.
Okay. Very easy. You are a very good swimmer. Roll a d20 for me.
Is she doing this in like broad daylight?
Yeah, it's like the middle.
Or is this like on her watch?
It's like the middle of the day. But everybody's kind of doing
Only
their own
because
thing.
I remembered from the last time we were out to sea, if there were things floating, I didn't grab the last barrel I saw.
Because you guys
so
had just done that and something bad happened.
I don't know if it did or if I couldn't remember. But needless to say, the other thing too was looking out for glass bottles because Talos is using them, or someone is using them for messages and shit,
Yeah.
or for testing. It was testing currents.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going for the barrel.
Beautiful. Roll a d100. There are various rotting, like moldy scraps of cloth inside this barrel. But in the bottom of it, you find a small coin purse with that many gold pieces that you can add to your inventory.
69.
You know what's funny?
Nice.
I saw the roll and then I heard Becca giggle and I was like, why is she giggling over a roll?
Uh-huh.
Took you a second there. But that is the 4th day.
Cool.
The 5th day, Pearl, make a perception check for me. Sorry, not
Nope.
Pearl. Pan, make a perception check for me.
Okay, and
Katie, do you want to talk about that on Facebook or do you want to do that in private whispers?
Whatever.
Yeah, just for the viewers.
With a
I'm not.
22, you see a tentacle break the surface of the water a couple hundred yards off the starboard bow of the ship and then disappear below the surface.
Anybody want calamari?
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah. Let's go.
You said about 200 feet?
Yards.
200 yards?
Yeah.
Feet?
We have fried calamari for days.
It's roughly
Is
three,
that-
3 feet to a yard, if I remember correctly. So about 600 feet.
Does that seem like a good idea to everybody?
To eat calamari for days?
Going out 600 feet from the boat to go fight a giant octopus underwater?
Well, why don't we ask our resident animal expert? See if she might happen to know what that is, so we don't bite off something that we can't handle.
Believe it or not, I think that it might actually be Silt.
What?
Since she's dealt with the dragons.
Oh, I was going with our hunter, who's
I do can't well, I'll just roll for it, sure. What am I rolling? Animal handling?
Nature check.
Or knowledge? Nature check.
Nature. Well, giant tentacles are attached to something. The things you know that have tentacles are squids, octopuses, krakens. And if it's as large as Pan says it is, you could be looking at anything from a giant squid to a giant octopus to a kraken.
I relay that information, and then I would say I'm not opposed to making a pit stop.
Hey, I've got a really good recipe for calamari.
so I'm sorry. Gal thinks we can take this thing.
It's a giant squid, giant octopus, possibly a kraken.
Probably a crack.
I mean, I think we're fairly capable,
Well,
but we also do have a lot of shark meat we still have.
yeah. Let's not overdo ourselves. Maybe next time, little buddy.
Okay.
I mean, only if that's what the group wants to do. I'll leave that out there.
I mean, I'm
I have
oblivious
no
either
interest.
way.
So was that a no, or what are you guys doing?
Sounds like it's a negatory.
All right. You continue on then. The 6th day. Now, Taddy, I need you to roll a d20. And a d8, please. Beautiful. You spot a ship heading from south to north. So, this way. On the horizon.
I'll point it out.
So the horizon is a few miles ahead of your guys' current location, but you definitely spot a ship traveling.
Okay. Well, I mean, if is there anybody else around? Up?
It's a small ship. If you shouted, everybody would hear you. So
Okay. Yeah, I would shout, "Hey, there's a ship off in the distance." Not that we were looking for one, but
Nope. Better check it out. Look through the spyglass at it.
okay. Looking through the spyglass, you can make out the general shape of the ship. It looks like 3 ships combined into one. So the main portion is man-of-war size, so about 3 times the size of your ship, and then it has 2 smaller ships, roughly the same size as your ship, attached on both the left and the right.
Okay. Does that ring any bells of who sails those types of ships?
You wouldn't have any
Good.
indication who's sailing it, but you know that out here on the ocean from your childhood, people tend to strap multiple ships together to make floating cities or floating fortresses. Very similar to what you guys experienced when you met Misty, just maybe not to that extreme if it's on the water.
Okay.
But you would have no indication of who this is or what their intention is until you got much closer to them.
Too far to make out their flag.
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming towards us? Or
No,
away from us.
they are sailing perpendicular to you guys, heading north.
Does anyone else really feel like we should check in on this? Like, just at least get in range to view their flag?
If both ships maintain course, are we on track to get any closer to them?
You'll get a little bit closer to them, but they will pass by without too much. You get... I hate freeballing the math on it. You know you'll get closer. You don't know if you'll get close enough to make anything out, if that's a good way of describing it. So, but by changing your course and kind of like plotting an intercept, you know you could get closer, but it's going to steer you north and off your current course.
Would Silt as the captain have any idea, like, how long we'd have to do that intercept course to be able to make out any details? Like, how far out of our way do we have to go?
Silt as the captain can make an insight check.
Okay.
With an 18, your best guess, it would take, if you plotted an accurate intercept course and they didn't steer away from you, your best guess, it would take 2 days of sailing to catch up to the ship.
And where on the map would that put us?
So that would put you like up here-ish. You'd basically be heading straight towards that whirlpool to intercept.
Well, I would relay that to the crew. The map.
Wait, how long is it?
2 days.
It would take about 2 days to catch up to them. Or to intercept with them.
I mean, we're going after these people. Why? This is just me asking questions. That's all.
We don't know.
Curiosity.
I mean, I'm down for whatever. We're going to be out here for a hot minute. Although I don't think we should take too long into getting to where we're going.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did the cat just say for curiosity?
Indeed.
Maybe we shouldn't go. I know how this ends.
You know the whole quote of that above table?
I'm
No?
thinking
No.
not now.
No, so it's the curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. I swear,
Like
go
it?
look it up.
No, I believe it.
Giggity?
I'm
Like
okay
it?
with that.
Question mark?
I've heard that, but I was never sure if that was true or just people on the internet saying strange shit.
It could also be that. Who knows?
Well,
It also depends what you bring back, though. I don't know.
I guess that's why
Solid.
cats have 9 lives.
Yeah. Loki silked. Mm-mm-mm.
I am.
That's great because I only shot her
Technically
once, so
lucky.
she's got like 8 to go.
She got 8 to go.
I don't know. Didn't she just use like 4 of them there in the
I'd say
tunnels?
she got knocked. I
Dude, I-
knocked her down a couple of times.
I die all the time, you guys. It's a thing.
Different play style when you're not a barbarian, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
I just feel like eventually we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna have to run down and catch stray cats and bring them to her so she can absorb their extra life.
She's not a
You know what?
ginger. She doesn't suck souls.
Well, if we can make this happen, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Same. So, strong opinions? Yay, nay?
Okay.
Again, as long as it doesn't take us too far off a course, because I mean we're going for something, but also, I mean,
Because
Yeah.
honestly, just to be straightforward, this is purely just for curiosity's sake. So, do we want to go 2 days out of our way in order to satisfy our curiosity? That's really the question we're facing right now.
Yeah, there's a chance that it could benefit us, and there's a chance that it could be bad. So,
So, I guess at this point, looking at it realistically, I am probably going to vote no.
Sorry. Pam just texted me and said, "You don't have to be a ginger to suck souls." And I responded with, "Says my redheaded wife."
I'm not a ginger. I'm a colored redhead. There's
Doesn't
a big
matter.
difference.
Still redhead.
No, it matters.
Anyways.
I mean, yeah, probably a smart idea that we don't. I mean, if we were crossing paths or we could gain some time on it or something, maybe. But
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a surplus of supplies, but we don't want to like burn them unnecessarily, if that makes sense.
I say let's continue heading east.
Yeah, let's just go.
Dan's just going to keep designing his steam engine for the boat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can I tinker around with some stuff if I send you an idea?
Yeah, no, we are at the end of the first 6 days. So if anybody was tinkering or doing anything during that travel period, go ahead and bring it up and I'll have you guys do some checks. Pan, you said you're trying to design a steam engine. So we will
Yeah.
call that tinker checks. Go ahead and just roll that 6 times. See how your plans come along.
Five.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say it's coming along pretty good at this point. You kind of got the meat and the potatoes hashed out about it. I would venture to say you even went as far as making like a miniature scale replica that
Prototype.
a miniature prototype that may or may not have exploded, and from this point on, you're trying to tinker out pressure relief systems because too much steam accumulated and it went boom, and you didn't account for that.
Did, however, save that design for small hand grenades
Okay.
and gas grenades.
All right.
But that's going in the rejects repurposed pile.
Got it. Anybody else working on anything?
I want to fish.
Okay. Yeah, make a. We'll just call it one survival check. We'll see what kind of stuff you came up with.
Gal is gonna ask Otis to teach her Dwarven.
Sure. I mean, fuck it, we got plenty of time.
I guess I would also be doing the inspiring leader every morning. I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't matter up
go-
until this point.
Go
but
ahead and give everybody the temp hit points, just so they've got them.
Where are we? Which map are we on?
You guys are on the Rock and a Hard Place map.
Okay, there we go.
All right. I got one for you, DM. I think this will
Hold
be
on,
right
give
up
me-
your.
Give me 1 second. Okay, nope, just checking something. Before you go, Gallon, give me 6 insight checks. Okay. You've picked up a couple words of Dwarvish, but it's going to take you time, so.
No, I figured.
And then what did you have, Brad?
I sent it to you in a message. Super. Actually, Pan gave me the idea, so thank you, Pan. Just a super
You're welcome.
easy
What'd I do?
little shield tinker that I could work on. I sent him an idea for it real quick. Basically, all it does is give resistance to lightning damage when you wield it, and can use Thunder Wave once per long rest.
Kind of a shield of grounding type situation.
Kinda. I'll send it to you. Something I was just looking at it, but it's kind of fun because it came with like a whole like you have to do all these steps to get to it.
Yeah. Okay. So roll me. It's gonna cost you 200. Well, you know you've got a shit ton of scrap metal, so it's not gonna cost you anything. Big questions. Nope, that'll work for that. Okay, so it says it gives you resistance to lightning damage. In order to get you that, you'll either have to use one of the storm crystals you guys have. You have 2 of them. Or sorry, no, you have 30 of them. Or you'll have to infuse it with a spell that gives you resistance to lightning damage. Just like Pan did with the rings.
That gives me lightning resistance, or that gives me lightning damage.
The spell you infuse it with would have to give you resistance to lightning damage.
Okay, resistance. Sorry, you're cutting out again.
Or you can use one of the 30 storm crystals you have for your anti-storm machine. Your choice.
What if we basically made a very flat Tesla coil? Built
I'll leave that up to the DM. I was just trying to keep it simple.
I think I gave a pretty simple how-to, so let's keep it with that.
I mean, I would ask the group how they felt about that, because I'm not going to just use one of the storm crystals from the whatchamacallit. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
So what is the I
Here.
guess I don't understand what the
I will send it to you, because there's no secret as to
You
what
just-
it is, because
you
I'm
just-
trying to make it.
Want me to talk it out?
Sure, if you
Okay.
want.
So he's trying to make a shield. It's called the Storm Warden's Kite Shield, and there's steps to it. So it'll give him, it'll act like a regular shield, so the +2 to AC, which is what his current shield does. So nothing special there. But because of all the magic infused to it, it'll give him a +1 bonus to his AC, as well as resistance to lightning damage while he's wielding it. And it's infused with a Thunder Wave, which he can infuse, so he'd be able to cast Thunder Wave using the shield once per long rest. And then there's just steps to make it.
So what is the choice here between infusing it with a spell versus using a storm crystal?
Like how Pan made those rings, one for the cannon, one for Pearl's gun. It can be infused with a spell to give him the resistance to lightning damage, or he can use one of your guys' storm crystals, and it'll act like one of those. The shield will act like one of those crystals and absorb the lightning damage, giving him resistance to lightning damage.
But what's the downside of using a spell?
It just takes time
Is
as
it-
opposed to burning one of your guys' storm machine crystals.
And I also don't know if I have a spell that
what's-
does that.
What spell? Because I think I can take resist element.
I mean, I just need something that gives me resist lightning. I'm trying to look. I don't think I have anything, not at least not within my wheelhouse as of right now.
Let me look at the
No.
enchanter or artificer list here.
I
'Cause I could swear
don't.
when I was just
No,
looking at
that's
them.
not it.
Okay. See, it must be a level 2.
Yeah, I don't. Hold on.
Absorb Elements is a
Yeah.
wizard spell, which
I actually have one.
could work, yeah.
I have a
This
level 3
purpose.
spell. So I'll just switch out one of my level 3 spells.
Okay.
For that.
Oh, yeah. Level 1 absorb elements.
What's your level 3 spell, Brad? Just so I can.
It's protection from energy. For the duration, the willing creature you touch has resistance to one damage type. So basically, it gives you resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
Okay. Yeah, either one of those would work. So. Okay, so you've got a spell. So the crystal, we don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that. Okay, so Brad, make a smithing check for me. If anyone else is
Okay.
proficient with smithing, you can roll it with advantage if they're helping.
And do you want to help me make some tools of chaos?
Yeah, I'll help him.
Ugh. What is your? My smithing's +5. What's yours?
+6.
You want to? Well, I guess I have to do it, so I'll just roll with advantage. That makes sense. Of fucking course.
Okay, so that makes it easy. You spent the last 6 days hammering out the shape of a kite shield. And we will progress from there.
All right, cool.
It
Thank you
was-
for indulging me.
It was a long 6 days of Pan going, dude, I could have this done in an hour. And you going, no, I want to do it. I need to learn. But that'll
you can do
bring
it.
us.
I believe in you.
That actually puts us at the end of 7 days for another bastion. Now you guys aren't there, so when you return to Haven, you will complete a bastion as if you weren't there. But every 7 days moving forward from now on, we'll have maintain events until you get back. So we will hold the bastion event until we get back, because you guys can't reap any benefits. You're not there. Yes, Brad?
Oh, nothing. I was listening. Sorry.
Okay. So when we get back, you guys will reap the benefits of the Bastion Day right now. And then every 7 days from now on, we'll do the rolls to see what happens while you're not there. Because that stuff will happen. But without further ado, I need my 2 nav checks. Pretty please. Pretty easy to keep heading east, thankfully, but... Pamela.
Have we discussed what the big bear paw is out in the middle of the ocean?
It's on the legend.
Oh shit, it is. You're right. I'm blind.
I made a legend.
I was thinking it was like some
reason.
giant like. No, solid. I was thinking it was something else, like an actual like animal. I was like, what in D&D like is a giant?
It's a
water bear.
bear. It's a merwerebear. That's what it is.
Half
I love it.
mermaid, half like these big giant paws.
All right. Navigation is good and easy, and you guys are able to maintain course. Everyone, roll me a d20, please.
I don't think.
What are we
any of us
rolling?
Heard that.
Everyone, roll a d20, please.
I'm not gonna lie, that came through so crisp and clean. Oh,
It's because
It's
I
almost
put my
like-
mouth like 2 inches from the microphone.
Yeah,
stop
it's
it! You're
almost
giving
like
me shivers.
your background noise filters cutting in
Should
sometimes.
I start doing this for you, Brad?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Who am I missing? Nobody. Beautiful. All right. The next day.
There's another one.
Katie, I need another d20 from you. Oh, we'll just use that. Oh, no. You rolled another one. Beautiful. Roll 3 d100s for me.
Oh Jesus. You've been attacked by 5 million piranha.
While standing guard steering the ship, you are able to quickly recover a small barrel containing that much gold in it. Congratulations.
That much money? Is that what you said?
Gold, yes.
Yes. Excellent.
The next day, Gallon, roll a perception check. Beautiful. You are standing at the helm, keeping a nice easterly heading, and you hear a splash and glance over your shoulder, and there is a giant tentacle about 200 yards behind the ship. And it's up for a minute and then slurps down into the water and disappears.
I would like to roll to see if I know of squids, octopi, and kraken stalking boats.
Okay. Yeah, make a nature check.
About to switch out these dice.
It has been known to happen in certain situations. You can't remember what those situations are.
I tell everyone on the boat that we might be being stalked by a giant octopus, squid, and/or kraken.
Shit, I forgot to put the squid pheromones away, you guys. I'm sorry.
It sounds like motherfucking Jaws over here. Dun-dun.
I'm imagining like
Dun-dun.
how I'm seeing it. It's like Gil's just like looking around, and then like out of the corner of her eye, she sees this thing like trying to like gently like creep on the boat, and then it sees it, and then just like slurps back into the water.
It was about 600 feet behind the ship, so...
Yeah, that's what I would say to the crew.
Okay. You guys doing anything?
Way everyone can be aware for their own shifts to keep
Does
an extra
anybody-
eye out.
Does
Didn't
anybody
Tan
have any
see one of these
knowledge?
before?
Yes.
Yeah,
when-
about
when you-
4 or 5 days ago.
when-
Tan, how far off
Just-
was it when you saw it?
when she describes it, does it sound similar size-wise and color-wise to mine?
It sounds identical.
Oh yeah. Mine was a week ago, or like, I think so.
About a week ago. Sorry.
No. Like how far off from the ship was it?
Oh, like 200 feet.
Yards.
Or
Yards.
oh no, 300 yard or yeah,
it was,
200
it was
yards.
about the
600
same
feet.
distance. Pretty close.
Well, I mean, staying the same distance, and I don't know. Should we just keep an eye on it?
Does,
I
do
just wanted
any of-
everyone to be more aware for their own shifts to know to like specifically look that might be a possibility.
Do any of the others of us know any more detailed information about squid stockings?
You would have actually received from your library right before you left. You know that the two main contributors to stocking ships is hunger and area encroachment.
Ah. I would relay that information. And this is just me, but it seems maybe since it's not gaining on us in a week or however long, it might not be hunger.
We are carrying around all this fucking shark jerky.
It
Wouldn't
might be
surprise
waiting
me if it
for
can
us to get
smell it.
into a fight.
I mean, I guess if it comes up after us, we can try feeding it, but I don't see why we should provoke it at the moment.
Well, the other option is like, do you guys want to try and adjust course a little bit away from where
mean- Yeah, I don't. We're just going straight to the wall, so I mean, it doesn't. Does it matter if we go up away from it a little bit, or?
I don't think so. But I would guess that it is its area is the the mother's sighting place in the whirlpool north of us rather than the druids to the south.
Yeah, but wasn't there a kraken sighting to the south too?
Way to the south. Like
So,
there's no way that that's
where
all.
the number 2 is, where the tentacle symbol is, that is the known breeding grounds for krakens. But they kind of do it like salmon, where they return here to breed come breeding season. And
Well-
their actual area is wherever it is.
I guess I would guess that their territory isn't going to overlap with the druids because that would be a problem for everybody.
Unless they found a way to live with it, like coincidingly.
In which case,
So what's the plan?
I actually defer to the captain, but my vote is to do what your initial plan was. And let's roll like that.
I would
But
suggest
that's
then
my-
tacking southeast just a little bit more.
Navigators, if I could get another check for a course redirect.
Hell yeah.
Like if we don't need mine.
Yeah, it's morning right now, and Pearl gets called up to redirect southeast, and she goes, "The sun rises in the east. Just turn so it's a little bit to the left."
That's funny.
All right. That's the only thing you're doing is changing the course a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we get brought to the next day.
See.
And
We
we
can-
are. Let's see, Silt Gallon. Beautiful. I need everybody, unless you are immune to being charmed, to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, not this bitch again.
How does one see if they're immune to that?
You're an elf, right?
It would be under your effects.
I think she gets it because she's elven.
She's a sea elf, though, so it's a little different. You are not immune.
Wisdom saving throw then.
Yes, please.
Is this a magic thing or
Nope.
an ability?
It is an ability.
All right. Oh, come on.
Oh no.
Fucking dice.
Wait, Odess, that was a check.
Oh, save. Thank you.
Pearl, need one from you.
I'm going to throw my mouse. Oh, it's a 7. Never mind. I thought it was a 1. I'm still
did
going to
too.
throw
I
my mouse.
swear to God, it was.
Beautiful. Give me just a second. All right. So, Taddy, Odess. Who am I missing? Oh, there it is. Taddy, Odess, and Silt. Looking at the world map. Make sure everybody's got it here. You are all drawn to the water off the starboard side of the ship. Over here. And we will go turn-based, so everybody roll initiative.
Oh, of course. It wants to roll a 19 for fucking initiative. Fuck this game.
And everybody except I think Pan was here last time. So, Pearl just need an initiative from you. You weren't on the ship the last time they dealt with this, so they all above table know what's going on. I'm sure you do too. It's a siren song. So, alright. And who did I say had failed? So, Silt, Odess, and Taddy, your goal is to get into the water on the starboard side of the ship as quickly as human or unhumanly possible, depending on what you are. And, Taddy, you get to go first.
Wait, I'm doing what?
You're trying to get into the water. You are charmed and drawn into the water to this location using everything you've got to get there.
Christ. Okay.
I think I can get there.
Silt's over here already doing math.
Okay, so
can get there quick.
30 there. There's another 10 to get to.
Yep, and 5 up the ladder, so that'll put you at 45 right there.
5.
Is that latch open or still closed
I would assume
by the
it'd
time
be
he makes it up
open.
there?
Okay, so I'm guessing here now.
No. It's this side of the ship.
Okay. Well, I was underneath, so okay.
Yeah. No, the underneath parts of the map, that's irrelevant
Yeah.
for direction purposes. Refer to the top portion of the ship.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna fly.
Okay. You are drawn down into the water, so that is 75 your movement. And you'd be.
I mean, I can only go 120, and that's roughly 95 that I just went.
75.
30, 40, 45. Didn't I just move another 30?
Yeah. So
Which would put me at
45 to get you to the top deck, and then 30 to where you are right now, 10 feet above the water, for a total of 75.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going the rest of the way down because I got 120 with full movement.
Okay, so 80, 85, 90. So that puts you 35 feet beneath the surface of the water. As you submerge, you see her, or it, however you want to look at it. And you will be able to hold your breath underwater for 2 turns, 2 rounds.
I don't need to. Armor.
Oh, did you get some?
Mariner's armor. We got it way back at the
Okay.
beginning from
Okay. Yep.
Odie.
You're good then. So that's all your movement. So your goal is to get to her from now on.
Yeah.
Otis.
Well,
Hammering away at the smith with Pan, working on your shield.
well, Pan would just see an immediate drop of the tools, click his heels, which I think gives me double speed, so 60, so 120. So, DM, you can move me in the most fastest route, 120 feet.
20.
Well, it's movement speed. It doesn't include swim speed. However you equate that.
25. You're going to get right up next to her. Pretty
Wait.
damn close. I'm not going to do the exact math, so. As you get up next to her, she runs the back of her hand gently down your cheek. Pan.
So basically, most of the crew suddenly started running and jumping into the water.
Yeah, you were sitting there working at the forge with Odes on that shield, and you heard some commotion behind you and looked, and you saw Taddy just fly out over the water and then swan dive into it. And you glanced back at Odes like did you just fucking see that thing? And all you saw was Odes do there's no place like home, turn and jump off the same side of the ship and disappear into the water.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go. Where am I actually at on the ship? Am I on the
Yeah,
deck there?
You're up on the deck, yeah.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna move over to this side over here by Gallon.
Okay.
Can I see that siren? Oh no, she's in the water.
Yeah, she's 70 feet down. She's so deep you can't see her or Odes, but you can just make out Taddy from where you are.
Okay. Is there some kind of check I could make to know something about this situation?
You can make a history check because you heard the song. Don't know if you'd ever. Oh yeah, nope. Your favorite thing growing up was Seafarer's Tales. You know exactly what this song is and exactly what's going on.
Okay. Let me check something here real quick.
The real question is, for those of you that experienced this before, is do you remember how to break it? Because that was like a year ago in real life.
Was it with the wax that Silt had in order to cover our ears?
It was a rhetorical question. I'm not going to answer.
Oh, okay.
But
It was a good try though, because he paused for a second and he was thinking about it.
no, I didn't pause. I wasn't going to answer, and then I realized it was rude to not at least respond. So. All right, Pan, little buddy, you got anything for us?
Poopy. With my history check, do I know how to stop it?
That you don't know. You just know
Okay.
what's going on.
All right, worth a shot. Is there a chance I could roll Arcana and know how to stop it now that I know what it is?
I'll let you make an Arcana check, but between the history and the Arcana, this will be your action for the round.
That's fine. I'd rather know what to do than just do something stupid to waste time.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why that. Oh, that's right. You don't have to double click anymore.
It's alright. You rolled an 11 first. You know that it's a charm. Sometimes you can snap people out of it. Sometimes you can't. This specific situation, you're not 100% certain, though.
If this were a movie, this was the time I would pull out a gigantic steampunk steel guitar to play some death metal to counteract it.
Maybe Kit.
Where's the bard when we need one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that is my turn.
Okay. Anything for Sir Waddles?
Is he capable of swimming?
I mean, penguins can swim, and you designed him to be a penguin, so...
Okay, I assumed I would, but I wanted to make sure that the DM's okay with that. I will have
Yeah, I'd
Sir
say he's
Waddle,
not, like, super efficient at swimming.
like, I
I-
cocked him all up so he can't, so that he's waterproof.
Yeah, I'm gonna say... Yeah, he's definitely waterproof. You don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna give him a -10 to his movement while he's in water. So he can move 30 feet around in water.
Okay. So I'm gonna have him go after Taddy, I guess is the only one I can see. So I'm gonna be like, go save him, please.
So it'll be... Get about there. And that's it for you guys?
Yep.
All right, Gallon.
Already recognizing what this is, I am going to immediately jump in the water. They're already so far away. So I guess whatever movement it is to get there and get as close to her as possible, and then I'm going to shoot.
Okay, so your swim is 30 feet, getting as close to her as possible. You'll be able to get like you'll be like just above Taddy in the water there.
Okay.
About 5 feet away from him, which will put you about 35 feet away from her. As you go to take a shot, have at thee.
Oh, do I have a... Oh, no. Never mind. I do get the extra attack on this first roll.
Yes, you do. That should have hit, though. Hold on. Forgot a tweak on my end. That did hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll
I
damage.
was like, God damn, this must be Mother then.
Ready or not. Here
I'm
she
also gonna use the Dreadful Strike.
Okay.
I have to drop that on myself, yes.
Yes.
And then roll damage.
Beautiful. 11 points of damage, and she is slowed.
I'm doing it again too.
Okay.
Oh, not nice.
Yeah,
But not a nat one,
that
because
one's
otherwise
gonna miss.
Taddy would probably get it. Okay. And then I'll take my extra attack.
Okay. Oh, it teetered on that one. That's it.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna oh wait.
You can only do the dreadful strike
Oh,
once per round, but that strike gets extra damage if I remember correctly.
Right. And then also it said at this for the ambusher's leap on Dreadful Strike or under Dreadful Strike, it says at the start of your first turn of each combat, your speed increases by 10 feet until the end of that turn.
Oh, beautiful. So you'll actually be right in front of Taddy and just a little bit below him.
Oh, I didn't even see that initiative bonus. Okay, I'll have to do that next time. When you had Okay, so I used it for already for this turn, so that should have been it, right?
Excuse me, hold on. Your third attack. You didn't roll the damage on it.
No.
What was the third attack from?
This is extra attack under Class Ranger.
Yeah, that's your second attack.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, then cancel the third one.
Okay. Just make sure. I know
And I'll take my arrow back.
you used to get a third strike, but they changed it. So. All right. Well, that brings
All good.
us...
And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, that brings us to the siren, who is going to pull out her bow and shoot back at you, Gallon, because you are fucking up her dinner. That first one hits.
Hold on. Do I absorb that? Do I not take any damage?
You have temporary hit points because Silt does her leadership speech every morning.
Okay, then I'll hold off on doing anything for now.
Okay. She's going to take a second shot at you. Also hitting. That one does 11 points of damage. Unless you have something.
Can I roll luck or use lucky? to see if I can get a disadvantage on that roll.
Yeah.
You have to do it beforehand.
Okay, then no, that's fine.
She did say so
Oh, okay.
I will give it to
Well,
you.
that is good to know.
Okay, so it would have missed, so I'll give you the 11 back.
Okay. And then I'll mark that off.
Okay. And that will bring us to Silt.
Okay. Question about the mechanics of fly speed
Yes.
and water. Because
If you're in water, no, if you're in water, you move at whatever the swim speed would be.
okay.
Well,
Fly does not count in water.
yeah, because there's
Okay.
the water resistance would slow you down anyways.
Yep.
So it's
Okay.
whatever your swim speed would be. Well, I will say
Then,
if you don't have a swim speed and you have the fly spell on, you would have normal movement in water. It wouldn't be reduced by half. Does that make sense?
I mean,
So like if your walking
can-
speed is 30 and you don't have a swim speed, when you're in the water you can only move 15 feet per round. But if you have the fly spell active, I'd say you can keep going 30 feet per round while in the water. Like it helps kind of push you along a little bit, but it doesn't
Okay,
give you
so
the
it would-
full fly speed.
so it would essentially in water the fly speed would be halved
Yeah.
because I'd get 60.
Yeah. No, we'll go with that. Fly speed will be
Okay.
halved in water.
Well, then I'm just gonna do expeditious retreat anyway because I feel like that maths out about the same.
Let's take a look. Expeditious retreat.
Maybe not because if I don't have a swim speed, then
No, the math would come out the same. So
Okay.
you'd be 30 feet per round in water no matter which spell you use.
well, then I guess I could get there quicker with fly though. 'Cause I could fly and then dive like Tatty did. Okay, so I'll do that.
So that puts you 60. So 10, 15.
Oh, and 120 is so everything's doubled the first round for feline agility as well.
Okay.
Katie, when you asked that question about flight speed, I just imagined you just like diving at the water full speed like a bullet, which is so unusual for Silt.
Uh-huh.
that I would
That's
immediately
essentially-
know something is wrong.
That's
Yeah, so
essentially what I'm doing.
It would have been 60 to here above water, and then
Uh-huh.
you hit the water. The second half of it will be halved because you're using fly speed in water, so you'll get 30 feet down. So 90 feet of movement total.
Yep, that makes sense.
But that puts you right there. So yeah, Gallon, you just see Silt like nosedive into the water. Now you know shit's fucked up. Katie.
No, I would literally do like a double, like triple take over it. So I'd be like, the fuck?
Katie, you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you have any method of breathing underwater.
No, I still do. You didn't take that away from me. Or you shouldn't have. It might have gotten dropped off in the new version. That was left over from Grand Tempest.
He didn't give you the ability to breathe underwater. He gave you access to a spell that let you breathe underwater, which you no longer have.
I should have that spell. You didn't take that away when I took the sorcerer level.
I don't see it here.
This is the new character sheet.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. Water breathing.
Yeah, it's right under your coral bash. Okay, so you'll just have to cast that on yourself at some point then. But for the time being, because you cast fly this round, you have 2 rounds until you run out of oxygen.
Okay, yeah. It was seemed more important to get there
I-
first.
that is your only goal in life, is to get to the siren as of right now. So, that's it for you. That's
Yep.
Action, bonus action, movement. Yep. Pearl. You just saw Silt run out of her cabin, well, fly out of her cabin, literally, go out in the water and dive. After watching pretty much everybody else get into the water, you are standing at the helm of the ship, which is still sailing at 45 feet per round. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look up, say, "Oh shit," and I'm gonna jive like I'm in the fucking Olympics.
God, stop the ship first.
Well, yeah.
Above table. Above table.
Oh, yeah.
So Pearl swan dives.
Can I anchor?
I mean, you would
Someone
have
needs to stop the ship.
you would have to
Did
get
you-
to the anchor and drop it and hope that the water is shallow enough for the anchor to work.
Okay, no, let's stop the ship. Let's do the normal adult thing before we have
was
to
gonna say-
run like 500 miles to get back to it.
So go
Have
ahead.
Yes help you with the sails.
Yeah.
Yes is just up in the crow's nest, wondering what the fuck is going on.
These people are weird.
Stop the ship. Yeah.
I suppose I should have her do this real quick.
Oh yeah, good call.
They can hear me. I'm screaming from the top of my lungs.
Oh no, she can hear you for sure. Just a second. Beautiful. So you look up at her and yell, "Stop the ship." She doesn't respond. She is staring out at the water, kind of in the area where everyone else is.
Yeah, then I'm gonna go and stop it myself because clearly nobody can hear me.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token wherever you want to go to. Tell me what you're doing.
Wherever I need to go to stop the ship.
Well, the sails are down, so you're sailing, and the anchor is
So-
up. Those are the 2 things that can stop.
Well,
the
let's
ship.
not do the anchor because that's not a good option if it fails. So let's just stop it. Shut it down.
So raise the sails.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a rope on either side of the ship. You have enough movement, you'd be able to get to both of them this turn, but you only have
Okay.
1 action. So
That's fine.
say you run over to this one first. Go ahead and give me a athletics check to hoist the sail.
And what checks are you?
Athletics.
Oh boy. Okay. Hold on.
You got this.
Please be good.
Okay. Yeah, you get that side hoisted up and you run over to the other side. You won't be able to try this side this round. You'll have to wait till next round. But is there anything else you wanted to do with your bonus action?
No. I just want to get on the water.
Okay. As you get to that rope and glance back up at the sail, you see Yes nimbly run across the wooden beam and dive into the water.
God damn it. Everybody's going to the water by me.
Disappearing. And that is going to bring us to the top of the next round, Taddy.
Do you want to keep going?
We got 7 minutes. It's up to you guys. Do you want to call it here and pick up next week, or you want to do one more round?
'Cause, I mean, all that took us roughly 10, 15 minutes, so.
I kind of vote for. Let's just pick it up next week.
Okay.
I think Mike's right. We'll be halfway to return.
All we need is 1 to wait. So we will pick it up there next week with y'all going after some merpussy again. So, I don't know how else to describe it, but thanks everybody for coming to watch the stream. We appreciate you. Make sure you tune in next week for more Waters of the Deep, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.